Hi, and welcome to Wrong Way. And yes, this is the RecioWheel. And we've come all the way to Spain to check it out. So, let me tell you more about it. Wrong Way. And all of this is happening thanks to you guys, because we have reached 1,000 likes on our prior video about the RecioWheel when it was presented. And that's why we came here with Kate to Spain. All right.
Recio means tough in Spanish, and that's also why I refer to this wheel as RecioWheel and not Recio or anything else. And it carries its name from the inventor Javier, who we had the pleasure to meet after a short train ride from Barcelona to Madrid. And before I tell you about the specs and in and out and my opinion about this wheel, I wanted to mention that this is more of a working prototype, a test wheel, so to speak, on components that were available for Recio to build it, and soon, if everything goes right, maybe it will go into production. So subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss out my test, as it probably will be the first one of a production prototype. However, all of the ideas and design elements are very much included in this test mule. Recio really wanted a device that is very capable off-road, it's rugged, therefore Recio, and has a couple key features that make it stand out amongst other electric wheels. A quick and easy tire change system, a aluminium rugged frame, and possibly 2 wheel size variants in the production model. And this is just a few of the elements that make this wheel special. Stay till the end of the video to find out more.
This is a very exciting product when it comes to electric wheels and all in all micromobility, because this was just made here in Spain. Javier Recio, the inventor of this product, is also a pretty well-known person in Spain. He also helps a lot with for the riders here. He repairs wheels, and I think that's also how he got his knowledge to make his own product. I will tell you about the exact specs of a possible production version later, but this has a RocWheel GT16 board, so the power isn't great. You can overpower it pretty easily, and because the tire is also bigger than in the RocWheel GT16 and the motherboard is in a different place, yeah, it doesn't like ride as a MSP or any of the like modern wheels you have. The electronics very much needs to be redesigned and rewritten for this particular product. When it comes to the overall design of the wheel, it's pretty interesting, as we have not only a roll cage here like the veteran Sherman, but the roll cage actually also connects here on the top. So you have additional mounts here, and here's like the lift handle sort of, and there is also a mini seat which you can attach here in the back if you don't like seated riding. On the back there's also a Velcro attached speaker which we can dismount. So if you want a speaker, you can put it, there's a place for it. It's like a Blaupunkt thing. I don't know how the final version will look like, but very cool. And here in the back you can see through the lights are actually inside of the wheel. Can we turn it off? Yeah. Woo! And there behind a see-through panel, I don't know if you can see it so well, there are all the electronics. So the motherboard is on top, which is also pretty cool. The side panels have the batteries inside, And in the final version, I've heard of a couple options, maybe 1000 watt hours, maybe 1500 watt hours, maybe even, how is it, 2000 watt hours. What would be the ideal battery size for you? Let me know in the comments. So the battery is here on the sides. I think we will also take it apart a bit later to see how that looks like. There's a pretty bright front headlight, which has a nice beam. It's here. So you can see it here on my hand. It cuts off the light like the Emotion V11, and it's also like a modular unit, so similar like the Sherman. You could just replace it for something else. On the top there is a analog speedometer, which looks really cool, and it's just GPS based, so it doesn't actually react to the speed of the wheel, it just reacts to GPS. However, it would have to be more in the front, because if you are riding, you would have to really look backwards to see the display. The cool thing about the RecioWheel is also that, going back to the roll cage, you can see that there is also plates here, aluminum plates on the top and on the sides. So you could have the heatsink here on the top, like on the Emotion V11 or V12. And on the sides, everything is also secured, not like, for example, on my Guads MSP. Where the outer shell is plastic, but inside is also plastic. And this is a problem, because those plastic elements are just not the best for off-road use. The shell might crack. This should be a lot more durable. What Ricio also talked about in his presentation, this is in the shape of a UV or V, so you won't hit anything here when off-roading. Pretty much all around, it's just the tire can hit. Here we have the Emotion honeycomb pedals, and in the final version I think that the height of these should be also adjustable. Here it's just one height, pretty high. I'll put it against the MSP to check out. In the front there's a array of buttons, just two of them do stuff for turning on for the lights, and one is just not used at all. And yeah, when it comes to the I/O of the wheel, that's basically it. Oh, I think there's also the charge port in the back. Oh, here, on the side. Here's the charge port. And here's the second one. Cool, two charge ports. I like the shape of the wheel. It's very chunky. It's very wide. It's wider than a MSP. And you can also see that here underneath your feet, there is some space. So it's easier to jump with the wheel, even without the jump pads. Let me get those off for a second to show you the shape of the wheel. So even if you don't have jump pads, you can jump with the wheel, because you can put your feet underneath the shell here. Sadly, we don't have as much riding footage as maybe I wanted, because we got it flat, and also the rim is damaged and probably punctured the tube, so we won't ride it that much. But from what I was trying, it feels very much like a smaller, I guess, MSP, a bit maybe more nimble. Naturally, the ride experience will change with like a different motherboard, not a RecioWheel motherboard, but it feels pretty cool. I like the pedal clearance. We can put it next to a MSP for the height comparison. It's still higher, I think, than the, let's put them on the same level. It's higher or the same, like the MSP, but with the same battery size, the RecioWheel would be a bit smaller, but I guess a bit chunkier. I really like how the wheel fits here in between your legs. The lighting is also pretty decent, and in the final version you will be also able to select if you want a 18-inch wheel or a 16-inch wheel. You just need a different motherboard for it, and it will be basically a similar motor but with different spokes on the outside, which is also pretty awesome. So you can have either a 16-inch wheel or a 18-inch wheel. This is a 16-inch wheel because of the, you know, RecioWheel motor. One more important, and maybe the most important feature of the wheel is also that you can make a very quick tire swap. This takes less than 5 minutes. On this wheel it takes like 25 minutes or 30 if you're lucky and if you're skilled. and you need all of the right tools. You know, we work way quicker, and this is what we'll show you now.
Alright, so this was my first hands-on first look with this unique RecioWheel. And naturally you have to take everything with a grain of salt because this is just a test mule, actually the third one already, the third version of the RecioWheel, as this thing was developed for over 2 years now already. And you have to be on the lookout for any news regarding this wheel on the channel, also on Recio's Instagram and Facebook. You know, any news about trolley handle, further specs, and date of production will be probably there. The first prototype, as far as I know, should be there next year in January, so and this time we'll probably know more. And maybe just a couple more infos for you. It will be a torque based motor, so mainly for off-road, and believe me, here in Spain they really do like off-road. And it will have also a Guads style top speed limit. So top speed should be maybe 50, maybe 60 kilometers an hour. This is also yet to find out. Not sure if it can be much faster with a 84 volt system. I don't have any cost estimates yet, but to keep the price down, it will be manufactured in China and designed in Spain. And Recio is right now in the talks about the production of this wheel.
So, if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.